screwed up the paint.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I screwed it up there, but we screwed it up there.
I am not surprised at all.
And this was when the lid on my sandblaster blew off the top and launched over my house from over there. Landed on it. That about deafened me. I thought I'd killed myself.
I've had some plans to introduce some other projects over time, but I didn't really have the means to do that. But I have a friend. I've been friends with this guy since college. There's a car that he's working on, the engine died on, and basically I have been enlisted or even voluntarily said I would help. And we're going to try to put an engine in this thing. This is a Triumph Spitfire. I don't know the year.
It's a 75, but there was a 70s model engine in it.
Okay. And we're not going to be putting another one of those in there. Instead, we have a Mazda Miata engine from Japan. Seems to be about the right size. I have no idea if the engine mounts are in the right place.
Oh, they're definitely not.
But we're going to try to fabricable something into there so it can move again without us pushing it.
Whenever I've been searching for engines online, I always seem to have the same problem, and it's that nobody will tell me how big the thing is. A 1970 Triumph Spitfire 1300 is 48 inches with the tranny and the engine, 21 inches. So it's not real big. 23 inches at the starter from left to right. From the bottom of the oil pan to the top is right at 2 foot. Is a 1997 Mazda Miata engine. This is the 1.6 liter inline four. And it is, to the water pump, looks like maybe 57 inches, 20 and a half inches wide. We'll say 24 inches. So this should fit in without too much issue into the Spitfire.
Nice.
Sure that's not coming off
It
there.
feels like that might be doing something interesting. The back left one is tilted.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to drop that down on the front onto some jack stands and then come back and straighten these, or straighten
Get
this
this on
one.
video. Fixed it. So we're getting ready to make some room for the engine and the transmission that are over there. So before we can really get to trying to cram that in there and see what's going to fit and what's not, we've got to get the exhaust and the, I don't know if you can see it, the drive shaft disconnected. The drive shaft's way up in there, but I don't think we're going to have room to use that original. So I figured that it would be easier to just train the dog to go out the window than to actually walk around and open the door. And he loves it. But he's tied up in the front right now, so we can't demonstrate. Maybe at the end of the video.
But he actually does go
Oh yeah,
up and down that.
It's pretty funny. Isn't that awful? Heights of laziness, right there.
Selfie. Because that's what the pros do.
Is it?
A lot of them do it. I Okay. So at this point, we're gonna take this A-frame on this gravel driveway with those casters.
Yeah, it's great. It rolls perfectly.
Absolutely awesome.
Just as well as this jack.
Yep. Yeah, you know it's a good setup when the car moves over the jack rather than the jack sliding under the car so that it stays level and flat and doesn't fall down. It's great. So, we're gonna take that engine, gonna get it upright, get the hoist under it or over it, around it, you know what I mean? And we're gonna try to test fit it in this engine bay to see where the engine mounts are, what we're gonna have to fabricate to get it to all fit and actually be safe and not kill someone.
Yeah.
Which it might anyway. Oh well.
I know. So as some of you may have gathered, this isn't the newest or the nicest forklift, but this is the one we have. It's borrowed from one of my neighbors. And the problem is that the original mechanical fuel pump didn't work. So you had to reach back here, adjust the carburetor, contort yourself up here while you were turning the key and play with it for about 10 minutes to get it started. So I had it for one day and I went down to Walmart and I got a primer bulb from a boat and wired that into the fuel line. So now we just reach in here, and when it starts making that noise, which it already is because I've already used it today, it's primed and it will. Start right up. Okay, so we've kind of got this Miata engine sort of in place right here, but we've noticed a couple of things we're going to have to do. We're almost certainly going to have to remove this original Miata mount is what we're thinking right now, and then figure out how we're going to fit this over here somewhere. But we're going to have to do something different for these engine mounts because that is obviously not going to work. Over here is where the originals were for the Spitfire. Maybe we'll run some tube or something under there and do it that way, but right now we've got our suspension is kind of in the way. We might be able to cram this a couple more inches back to bypass that, but we'll have to see. The other issue that we're finding pretty quickly is this exhaust manifold here, while as pretty as it is right in line with our steering column. So yeah, that ain't gonna work. We'll have to do something about that. Probably the exhaust gets to move rather than the steering column, but we'll see. We're gonna leave the exhaust manifold on for now and see if we can wiggle it past this drive line here. This is the steering column, that little bitty thing. Little bitty car though. And we have the stock engine mounts off. So now what we're gonna do is, if you see right here, we're gonna see if we can get this to sit back here without interfering with our pinion, or rack I should say, too much. And We'll see if that's going to work or not. This is a right-hand drive engine.
That would make sense.
Yeah. No, because the clutch.
All, it is JDM.
The clutch is on this side. This is a right-hand drive engine. Ah. I mean, it makes sense. It's from Japan.
Hence why the exhaust is on the left side.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. The exhaust is on the wrong side because the engine is backwards. Well, maybe I'll just make this a right-hand drive car. No.
They sent you a number.
Follow, please. Oh, it's all right.
Hey, do you guys have a black bull? He's in our front yard.
Harassing me. I'm the guy with too dang many cars in his. There's no possible way I could have known.
We were really trying.
I understand.
This has literally never happened. How many times have I told you that? This has literally never happened.
Go on. Go on, Cap.
I don't think he's trying to cause a problem. I think he's just lost. He needs to not be in my driveway. My project car that we literally just checked with.
Right. We found him!
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're alright.
He's a boss cap. Come here.
Well, he gets out all the time. We see him when we're walking, but he's never left y'all's ditch before.
Yeah.
So we were just putting up working on this car over here, and he walks on up and starts giving us a little hard time. Well, I'm okay. What a night.
Indeed.